We are now joined by the Coors Light Pole Award winner for the Kobalt 400, the driver of the number 41 Monster Energy Haas Automation Chevrolet, Kurt Busch. Kurt, why don't you just walk us through your pole winning run out there?
Yeah, it was quite the adventurous 3 rounds. We had to make an extra run because of the driver trying to go too hard, give it all that he could, and I just overdrove turn 1 in the second round. And that forced us into a situation to where we had to go make an extra run, and it just made it for an extra pressure cooker situation. But all in all, you just got to play it cool and rely on all of your team members. And you know, the way that the session unfolded for us, we were in perfect position by the time we got to round 3 because we had made it to round 3. And I said, you know, we're either pole or we're 12th. It doesn't matter. And so when you go tell yourself and rely on the car and the grip that the team gave you, you go for it, and it sticks, and usually it's a pole because I have that good of a team from Stewart Haas Racing. You know, the way that the qualifying is getting so tight, everybody's trying to find that 100th of a second, and it comes from all areas, and I'm just blessed to have a great crew and a great group of guys that give it their all, no matter if it's a qualifying session, a race session, each pit stop. Just very happy with the team right now, and we'll quickly celebrate this, but focus on long run speed for tomorrow's practice session. Atlanta didn't go as well as we had hoped as far as the long run speed, but 2 poles in a row, that's a reason to celebrate. It symbolizes our hard work during the off season to come out of the box, sit on 2 poles at 2.5 miles right away.
And a couple more notes before we open up to questions. This is your second pole here at your home track of Las Vegas. And in the first round of qualifying, you set the track record with a lap of 196.378 miles per hour.
Wow, that's fast. As a driver, you don't necessarily know the speed or the lap time. You just go for it. And it's all due to the hard work of the engine shop, thanks to Hendrick Engines, the guys balancing the car, the tire guy, finding that special match set. So all in all, it's really cool to celebrate 2 poles in a row, get a track record, and to do it at your hometown track. Today was a hell of a Friday.
All right, we're going to start up front here with Holly. We'll go to Lee and then go to Tom and Bob.
Holly Kane, NASCAR.com. You kind of just alluded to this, but you know, you're a former champion. You're sitting on the pole for this race. Your brother is the current champion. How much love do you feel here in Las Vegas?
Vegas is different. It's our hometown, and we grew up racing on that little 3/8 mile bull ring that's in the shadows of this 1.5 mile track. And every time I come out here, it reminds me of all the people that helped Kyle and I, especially our dad, Tom. But the different late model teams, modified teams, the legend car races and all the competitors, the dwarf car days. It's just fun to come back and to reminisce. But ultimately, you got to strap on the helmet, focus on the task at hand, and the team gave me a great car to go for the pole. But it's always special in Vegas. But now I just got to settle in and get the best 267 laps that I can on Sunday and try to drive our Monster Energy Haas Automation Chevy to victory lane.
Do you feel more love here, though? Do you feel a little?
Yeah, the love, the camaraderie, just the overall family and friend aspect. I mean, just walking from victory lane, getting the pole, I saw 3 old crew members and one of the lead track safety crew guys that when I was a volunteer, I volunteered to be on the track safety crew back in the 90s just so I could be closer to the action. And there was Scooter Mancarry to give me a high five.
We'll go to Lee.
Congratulations, Lee, SpencerMotorsport.com. What'd you learn between the second run and the third run? Gibson picked something up, you picked something up. What made the difference between coming out and putting that pound-side run? And secondly, do you plan on going to any spring training next week in Phoenix?
Yeah, that second round, I just drove too aggressively, thinking that I needed to run in the 27:30s, 28:30s. I needed to run a 30, but it ended up to where I needed to run a high 40. And when you press to run extra speed, it only induces ill-handling characteristics to the car. And so being on the tight side after that round, Gibson just loosened it up, and he said, calm down, and it stuck. I mean, that's the confidence he gave me to go back out there and to reboot and to get that car through the second round. Spring training wise, I didn't mess up my schedule. I'm staying here in Vegas extra, and then I'm leaving Phoenix early to go to LA. just lots of sponsor things going on with Monster Energy. Haas Automation's headquarters is out in LA. And with all the different things going on here in my hometown, I'm pretty busy this week.
All right, we'll go to Tom, Bob, and then here to the center.
Hi, Kurt. Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. Congratulations on the pole. 2 quick questions. Do you have any concern about the wind on Sunday? And anything come up with possibility of running Indy this year?
Yeah, I'm looking at the forecast. It looks pretty gnarly for the wind. I mean, that's a West Coast term, gnarly, but the speed of the wind will push us big time, from what I'm gathering, from a southwest direction into turn 3. And so when you have a tailwind multiplied by 30 miles per hour, that's a headwind of 30 miles per hour down the front straightaway. So that's a swing of 60 miles per hour. That's a significant difference that these cars are going to feel. And so we've tested Nashville a few times way back in the day where there was a crosswind of 40 miles per hour. And the downforce increase and decrease is staggering. And we're all going to be out there struggling, fighting, and trying to gain that grip with a tailwind. Second question, I forgot.
Anything new on Indy 500?
Nothing new on Indy, but part of the reason of staying here in Vegas extra is a few different meetings have popped up. So we're going to go through some of the meetings and even bumped into Sam Schmidt today. So there's definitely the interest, the intrigue, but nothing to announce right now.
We'll go to Bob here.
Bob Hawkers, ESPN. Is there anything that you can take from Atlanta, from where you were on qualifying day to the race, and things that you need better to hear?
It's almost as big of a difference as a quick bowling terminology comparison. When you have all the pins sitting there, you're going for a strike, and when you have a spare to pick up, you almost bowl a different bowling ball. You have a whole different approach, and you have to completely switch gears into what race trim is asking. And so what I hope we learned from last week is don't let the adrenaline, the energy, and the excitement of getting a pole jade the focus that has to be given to race trim. Last week we just left too much of the tire aggressiveness in our car, and we chewed up our stuff. And so we were out there struggling, trying to hang on to the lead lap halfway through the race. So this week we just need to tone it down and go into a better race trim package and almost ignore the fact that we got the pole today.
Hi, Kurt. Tom Zaleski, Iron County Today. I heard the words ludicrous used for the speeds out there today, and you even said they were insane. Knowing that we're now heading for race trim and race runs on Sunday, how much fall off can you afford to have? How much are you expecting?
Yeah, that's Matt Yoakum and I joking around about the ludicrous speed and the insane speed. We came up with that years ago from the movie Spaceballs, so it's like our inside joke. But when we go fast in qualifying, it feels fast. And overall, I think this downforce package is almost the same with fresh tires. But when the tires drop off, that's when the pace decreases even that much more so. And so that's why race trim and Q trim are now two completely different trajectories. And therefore, we're all going to be slip sliding around, especially with the wind conditions. And once we all get out there together, 40 cars, that really stirs up the air, and everybody gets crossed up out there with the lower downforce.
Go over here, and then we'll go to Jerry.
Dominic Ottago on the RacingExperts.com. Based on your practice speeds and what you guys did in practice today, how confident were you that you would sit on the pole?
When you're in the mix, that's what I call it. You know, the Penske cars were 1-2, we were third. There's always a couple sleepers like Kenseth or Johnson. Larson was fastest last week, and then he didn't even advance to the final round. You never know. I just call it in the mix, and then you got to adjust the car to the current conditions, which would be hopefully round 3, and you're going for it. And so you always have to have the confidence you can do it, but it's mainly the trust in the team.
And go to Jerry.
Jerry Jordan, Performance Station Network and Kicking the Tires. Kurt, you showed up here fast, though. What did you pick up from that first test that you really liked with the car to where it sits down on the track and you're just turning really super quick laps out here?
I just hope I don't trend on how I've trended in the past. This is statistically one of my worst tracks for finishes. It's one of my best tracks for qualifying. The test session did help, but we were here to help Goodyear choose a tire that would give us the grip and the comfort that the drivers were looking for, as well as give us the opportunity to try to race side by side and to put on that good show that our fans are thirsty for. We want to see that. But at a track like this, where pace is so important, you got to make sure the fall off is proper with the tire, and that's what we were focused on at the Goodyear tire test. But all in all, I think we're benefiting from all the hard work behind the scenes from Stuart Haas committing to the 1.5 mile program and getting us where we need to be.
Do we have a final question for our Coors Light Pole Award winner? All right, Kurt, congratulations on winning the pole and good luck on Sunday.
Great, thank you.